If I told people right now that Black Clover just had, like, in its series, Asta went to a mixer, how the fuck do you think people would react? Because I'm telling you, when I saw this chapter, I was like, what? So I'm not even joking in this chapter, a majority of it. I'm going to be honest with this one. Like, I really wasn't looking forward to this when I read the raw, exactly what this chapter was going to entail. I mean, the entire chapter was like, he was there with one of the Black Ball members, which it honestly shows he's a piece of shit anyway, because he's just there, honestly, having a drink with, like, ladies at a mixer. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, Asta there's with luck and everything, and he's, like, joking. He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I kill people for a living. I also murdered a bunch of people, and, like, I love how they've got a bunch of, like, all the sensor bars and all that, and like Asta's like, oh, by the way, I got stabbed the fuck up, look at my like chest and all that. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this? And like Silver's there, like dressed up in a maid, which I'm not gonna lie, she looked pretty fucking cute there. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like saying, oh, by the way, and all that, we're just gonna have this like watch you mixer and everything. It's just like Asta and Luck is like, Silver, what do you have anything to worry about? Like, this guy's 20, like, Luck is about 18, and, like, Asta's about 15. Do you really think that these people are going to have an issue with, like, a mixer with, like, these old-ass bitches like that? It's like, get the fuck out of there. I'm not gonna lie, one of those girls, though, the one that was like, oh, by the way, she looked like she was supposed to be posh and all that, but she turned out like, oh, I actually look after my little brothers and sisters, and I, like, in poverty and all that. She actually looks, strangely enough, like that bitch from Berserk. I'm not gonna lie, looks a little bit weird and creepy. And when we was expecting to see like, oh, by the way, the starting of the new arc, I was like, can we like see something of real weight and interest in all that? Because I hope this isn't like what it's going to entail, like a little jokey thing. Like, honestly, this is what this feels like, is that this entire chapter was like, oh, by the way, since I'm really popular now, I'm just going to do a chapter of what I want to do, or just fluff, or just like, he didn't want to take a break from the magazine, and he just wanted to decide to do, oh, here's a nice little chapter what I think about their latest arc. Honestly, this is what I feel like. It was absolute fluff, and like, really, nothing really to talk about. I know a lot of people really want me to talk about this chapter. I found it funny, and I really did appreciate Asta was like punched up like motherfucker, like in the face and all that, saying like, how dare you like talk about someone, saying like, who cares if you're rich or you're poor, if you like if you like got a job or not. It's like, fuck you, I do what I want and you respect people. And it's like, honestly, it's like, it was so funny at the end. It's like in the chat to say, oh, do you have anyone that you like at the moment? And he's like, oh yeah, I have someone I like. And it's like that nun from like chapter 1. I'm like, really? You got Silver and all that and you still thinking about that shit? It's like, come on. Like, that's strange that most like characters and all that don't really have a love interest, but it's like, honestly, it's like, oh no, I still love the nun and all that from like the first chapter and everything. It's like, that's weird to see. Hopefully that like comes over after a while, like, you know, we see a bit of Silver, like, you know, Asta kind of stuff going on. Like, honestly, I want to see what the next like arc's going to entail, like what's it really going to involve, because it was just fluff. It was funny, but it wasn't anything like just to take anything seriously like that. It's okay, you know, we had a cool little thing with Asta. It's had a cool moment. It's just, there was like 5-10 minutes in an anime of just like dicking around, having fun, and then we get to this like, it's like, oh, let's have this little joke thing at the start of the thing, and then let's go into the serious arc. So it's a shame, really. Like, I didn't want to come off to this video negative. I'm not saying that this was a bad chapter. It's just that it really wasn't nothing, and it was just like, it just felt like a bonus panel at the end of the volume or something, or just, it's there, like, fucking Asta going to mix it. That I feel like that shouldn't be a chapter at all. That should be, you know, just like a little bonus thing on the side. It really wasn't needed, but I got a few chuckles out of it, and honestly, that's what I can say. But I'd give it a 4.5. It's not like super bad and all that, but it was pretty meh. Like, I was really expecting a lot more from Clover this week. I'm not expecting hype every week, but at least if you're going to do something like this, at least have a little bit of setup at the end instead of just like, oh, jokey jokes everywhere. But I'm not gonna lie, Silver did look a bit yum-yums in this chapter, so I'll let it go away with that one. But yeah, it's sad because it's probably the lowest one I've given for Clover, but I really do enjoy it. But yeah, it was obviously kind of disappointing this week, guys, so sorry to say that. Like, I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to me talking about it, but it's like, I was as well, but it wasn't anything of like pure interest, so that's a bit of a shame. But let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this one. But that is all from me, so thank you much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.